What's good, YouTube? This is Ray's Real. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you my favorite concept that destroys man coverage in Madden 21. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So right here we are in this gun spread formation, and this is in the Bucs playbook. Again, we're in the Bucs playbook. Now I am using the Bucs because you are gonna need a hot route master quarterback for this type of man beaters to work. So please make sure you do understand that you do need a hot route master, or you need slot apprentice and running back apprentice. Those are the only ones you really need, and I'll get into that once the video gets moving along. So one thing I prefer you for your as far as personnel goes, you want to make sure you have a really nice route runner in this position right here. At least how I run it, you want to have it in this position. But do remember, you can always flip your plays to where there's no tail, and so you can have your best route runner on this side too. It just depends on exactly how you want to mix it up, and I'll get into that whenever I'm ready to get into that. So, and then also the thing that's important is make sure you have two good route runners in these positions. So preferably you should have your number 1 and number 2 receiver right here. Now if you're using MUT, obviously you can have whoever, but if you're using the Bucs or Regs, this is how I prefer you to set up your personnel, just like this. Now the play that we're gonna be talking about is gonna be this Bucs flood. So let's go into defense. And first, guys, I want to show you first and foremost, I do have my curl flat set to 20 because that is what most people set their curl flats to whenever they play a man style. Because also in this video we're only going over man coverage because that's still the meta. Like that's still what you're gonna face when you run these type of spread formations. So we got curl flats at 20 and we got our flats set at 5 yards, which is the typical. So let's actually go to dime, and then let's just go to cover 2 man. So I'm actually running this on the middle of the field. You can tell Mike Evans is lit up because I was make sure I tested it right to make sure it works exactly how you're about to see it is. So real quick, I probably will just throw a pick right here to Mike Evans, and hopefully he catches the ball. Does he catch it? All right, cool. Because I don't want you guys to think that, oh, it only works because Mike Evans is activated with his X factor. So I didn't want you guys to think that. So right here we do have man coverage. Now first I'm gonna just show you just a standard stock 2-man, because what a lot of people will do, they'll just go ahead and press, and they'll probably call something like underneath and maybe inside. That's what I see most people do. And then of course this guy right here would be their user. So to kind of simulate that, I'm actually going to put him in a spy, right? And this is what most people do starting off in man coverage, because most people do not want to start dropping purples right away. They just want to see if they can beat up your receivers at the line of scrimmage. So for my first setup against this style of man coverage, I like to take a triangle, put him on a crosser route. I like to take X, put him on a crosser route. I like to take circle, put him on a streak. And now with R1, it's kind of an option for you. You can leave him on this ghost route if you want. First thing I like to do though is put him on a Texas route. And you might be thinking, why a Texas route? And it's because you basically want to hold that user. Or if you notice the user, because if you look at this defense, they already have a man on the running back. So, and what the user's going to do, users are just going to float around in the middle, and he's going to cover whatever he sees. So more than likely, you're going to make the user choose, do I want to guard the angle route, or which one of these crossers do I want to guard? So that's why you want to put the user in the middle, because if you recognize these crosser routes, we're going to be throwing these outside the numbers. So we want the user to be in the middle of the field. So that's why I put him in a spot to simulate that. So let's go and snap the ball so I can show you. So as long as you have 2 good route runners, you can tell X is going to get open, and we're going to have triangle right there that gets open. So if they want to run this style of defense where they have 2 deep pass and just going to play inside underneath or inside outside, they're going to have a really tough time. Because why? We have 2 good route runners in the middle, so you see him get cooked, right? And now right here, what you notice too, of course, is that he's going to get cooked. And also what you notice is that this streak is going to widen out that safety. This crosser route is actually going to widen out this safety, and that leaves a nice gap right here that we can hit. And that's why I said that post route right here is so crucial, and that's why you want to have a good route runner, somebody that can get off press, and somebody that can actually target this spot of the field right here, because the user is going to be either right here where the spy is, or the user is going to be right here. Maybe he might run with this, or maybe he might run right here, but he's going to think that the safety can play that, and that's when it'll hit that gap right there that you're going to see. And I'm actually going to show you that now before we move on to what other defenses the user might actually throw at you. So again, for that setup, I like to take a triangle, put them on a crosser route, take X, put them on a crosser route, take circle, put them on a fade. I like a fade if I know it's man coverage, by the way. And then R1, I like to put them on a Texas route. I couldn't think of the name. So again, this is what the defense looks like. Let's go ahead and press. Now this time, let's actually call outside, and then let's call underneath, because that's what you'll see a lot of times too. And then let's go and spy him to simulate the user just kind of chilling in the middle. And I want to show you squares route, right? So as long as you get a good win, look at square. He's actually going to do a pretty good job of getting open. You can hit that right there, and normally we're always going to get that possession catch animation. Now I do suggest you throwing it just like that out the break, and the reason why is because you're throwing it to where no safeties are. So like I said, let's go back and replay and look and just watch the safety. See how the safety is widen out? That's because they have to respect that crosser routes that's coming. And then as you can tell right here, I could even waited a little bit longer, because you can still hit this gap right here. I just threw it kind of early. As you can tell, I already released the ball. And that's really just so this safety never has a chance to make a play. So if you want to, you can throw it exactly when I did. So you see he releases, and you want to pass lead it kind of inside, and then you want to go ahead and possession catch that so you can get a nice animation, and you'll have that pretty much all day. So naturally, if you keep running this concept to where we have 3 people open, what do you think the user's going to do? He's going to say, okay, well, I can't just sit in that style of coverage. I'm going to have to just switch it up. So more than likely, he's probably going to start off by doing this. He's probably going to take this guy, put him in inside third. He's like, okay, so that'll take care of the post. He'll probably take this guy, put him at 20. He'll be like, okay, that'll take care of the crosser. And then he'll probably take this guy right here, and he'll probably just user this guy. Or what he'll do is he'll take this guy, put him in a purple, and he'll just use it a running back and say, you know what, if the running back goes out on the route, then that's mine. If he stays in, then I'm actually going to just roam and kind of cover what I want to cover. So in our offense, we're sending out 5 every time. We're sending out 4 receivers and a running back. So he's going to have to go play the running back. So if I notice this style of defense, you might say, Real, how would you even notice this style? So let's put him in a spot so I can go ahead and show you how everything just kind of connects. That's what's important. If you can learn how everything connects, you'll be much better Madden player. So we got this set up again, right? So let's kind of just take a look, and so you can notice, right? So you see how the safety rotates deep. You see how now there's a person out there and there's a person out there for each of our crossers. And I'll go into replay and show you guys. And now the reason I'm showing you this progression is because I'm trying to teach you guys how to read defenses. I'm trying to teach you guys what to do when you see certain things. So you remember at first how both of these safeties were going way back over here and way back over here? Now pay attention, just watch the safeties, right? You see how now he's rotating up. So now it's like, okay, only one safety back there. And then you see him, he's floating that way, right? So he's in a purple, right? And then now what? You see, okay, this crosser is not open anymore. This crosser is not really open anymore. Like I can throw it still, you know, because he's not set deep enough. But essentially there's somebody kind of out there, right? And then now what the user's going to do, the user's going to come guard this running back, right? So this is simulating the user. And you can tell that's his man. So he's going to go cover him. And now the user's like, okay, cool, I got everything bagged, right? This is where it becomes coming a good Madden player, because technically that would be the answer to that. So what I like to do when I notice that they're kind of doing that, so let's do the same style coverage, right? Let's take him, put him in the purple, take him, put him in the middle third, take him, put him in a purple, and then let's call shade up, because most people will not let press animations happen if they don't have a deep safety for their help. So now, if you notice this style of coverage, what I like to do personally, I like to go ahead and take triangle and then put him on a curl route. I like to take X, put him on a curl route. I like to take R1 and then put him on an angle route. So you might be thinking, well, why do you like that? And the reason why is because these purples, they're never going to play these curl routes. And if they're shading over the top, think about it. If they're shading over the top, we're going to have our curl routes open all day. And I'll show you that with triangle. You just want to lowball it, and they will never, ever let them make that play. Never, ever let them make that play. And I'm going to show you what happens if they don't actually shade over the top. And if they let the press animations happen, I'll show you guys that here in a second. But let's go and press. Let's purple him. Let's put him just like this. And then let's purple him just like that, right? So now, like I said, let's shade over the top, because most people will. And for this setup, you just take triangle, put him on a curl. Take X, put him on a curl. Take R1, put him on a angle route. Now, you might be thinking, why the angle route? So if you pay attention, the user's going to be right here more than likely, and he's responsible for the running back. So if he just leaves and try to bait one of these curl routes, he's going to leave the running back wide open. So he has to stay in the middle and guard that. Now I'm going to show you this X read right there. Whoop, my bad. I forgot. You want to make sure you put circle on the streak, because if you don't, that curl flat will not fly out there like that. And I'll show you that here again. So let's go ahead and press. Let's put him in the purple, him in the middle third, him in the purple just like that. Let's call over the top. Now triangle on a curl, X on a curl, R1 on the streak or a fade. I prefer a fade in man coverage, and then an angle route just like this. Now what I wanted to show you guys is that you can actually have that right there. I know it looks like a sketchy pass, but whenever they shade over the top, they will not let them break on that, and I'll prove that to you guys right here, right now. And because I'm going to wait extra late to throw this curl route to X. My bad, my nose is stocked up a little bit. So Here's the setup right here. This is what it's looking like. Oh, here we go right here. And now you might be wondering why I keep that backside post, and I'll explain that. You always want to keep that backside post, and I'll explain that here in a second. Let's make sure we are shaded over the top though. There we go. Now, you can even wait late to throw this X read, and I'll show you that. Let's say you wanted to wait, and then, okay, I'm just going to get all of that. But I'm going to show you a replay that you can even technically wait a little later to throw that, and it's just because of how EA's programmed over-the-top coverage to play. So what over-the-top coverage is going to do, they're going to make sure that they never get beat on nothing deep. So you see how he's going to sit right here, so he sits behind him because he's technically over the top of him, if that makes sense. And so as long as you lowball this pass now, and like I wanted you to notice is that he's set at 20, so he's going to keep going. And the reason I say you could throw this late because look, he's going to sit right here. Now look at this side. You see how he's sitting? You see how he's sitting in front, well, behind him technically. So you'll be able to throw that low ball at the same time. So what you're reading is the user right here. So this will be the user. Hopefully you don't get broke off like that. At least I don't think so. But if you do, throw that. But this would be user. You could hit this curl or this curl. You can have that all day. And you want to make sure you always keep this backside post in case they play a cover shell like the one I'm about to show you now. And also, there is another setup that I do like also, so I will go into that real quick. So if they're playing a cover style like this, what I like to do is take R1, put them on a flat route, take circle, put them on a streak, and now we want to do our double crosser setup just like this. Now, this is good for the users who's responsible for the running back. So the reason why is because if he does not go out there to the flats, we'll throw that every single time. And since he will go out there in the flats, we can actually read the middle of the field and see if he dropped his purples deep enough. So right here, you see maybe we can pass lead that up. And that's one thing that's really overrated, is that you can actually pass lead those up a lot of the times. It just depends on your matchup. But that's another setup that I do like. And also, another setup that I do like against man coverage, if they're playing purples, then I like to see exactly how deep they're playing their purples and kind of mix it up. So a good way to do that, let's go back like this. Let's call over the top again. Now, a good way to do that is take a triangle, put him on a slant, take an X, put him on his crosser, then put a circle on a streak, and then take an R1 and then putting him on a flat route. Or if you want to, if you know they're playing with the user, I like to take him and put him on an angle route. Now, the reason why is because I want to hit this slant. But if I put R1 on a crosser route, where do you think the user's going to go? The user's going to go to the flat, and then he's actually going to bait the slant. And we don't want him baiting the slant because we want to pick on him not zone dropping correctly. So we'll take him, put him on an angle route to make the user have to respect that angle route. And then what you're going to notice that since he called over the top, more than likely you're going to cook him, and then you'll be able to pass lead it under that 20-yard flat. So it's going to make life really, really tough. So if you want a good two-play little scheme, what I suggest you do is first run this play right here that we talked about, and then switch it up and put triangle on a slant. Because you see how the crosses ran a lot deeper, and then we have a slant right here. So with just those two combos right there, you'll be really, really deadly, because you're going to force the user to have to do something about this triangle route, and that's going to open up so much of your offense, because he'll probably try to do something like this right here just to try to account for what you're trying to do, because you have this at 5, he'll have this for the crosser just in case you do either one, and then he'll either user right here, call over the top, user right here, or yeah, more than likely he'll probably try to do a cover shell like this, where he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take care, that takes care of the right side, so I'm gonna take care of the left side by guarding this crosser or anything that comes on this left side. And when they do that, then let's actually put him in a spy. No, let's put him in a purple. We're gonna put him in a purple to kind of simulate him using on that side, and then watch what's gonna happen now. So let's say we ran this setup right here, and now the user gonna have to choose between X or square, and more than likely they're gonna choose X. And then if you have your best route runner out there, normally you're gonna have square open, to where you can actually pass lead it inside and get a nice possession catch. But I can't promise you it's gonna always be open. I wish I could sit up here and tell you it's always gonna be open, but it's just one of the best reads that you can make in that scenarios, to where you can actually see how right here how they run into each other too, and you can actually pass lead this ball right here, or you can, if they run into each other like they did now, then you can actually have a one-play touchdown potentially. So hopefully I'm gonna show you that one more time, then that's gonna be the video. This is already kind of a longer video, and do let me know if you like these kind of breakdowns, because at this point I'm just trying to, you know, give y'all as much content as possible. And then also call over the top too, as I'm thinking about it. So let's say, like I said, they run a cover shell like this, to where they're saying I'm just gonna take away the whole right side, so then we'll put triangle on the slant, crosser, streak, angle route combo just like this. And hopefully I do have enough time. Is he the one blitzing? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so hopefully I have enough time to show you the square read. If I don't, then, you know, sorry. But Look at them just shedding. That's crazy. You see Square is gonna get open though, and you have a nice area to field to throw that ball in. I'll go into replay really fast, and after that, that's gonna be the video. But I'm just literally getting hollered at, man. But what I was trying to explain to you guys is that if they play a cover still like that, then what they're gonna most likely gonna do is they're gonna actually be aggressive with their user. They might come down right here and lurk, and if they don't, you can hit this all day. But more than likely, they're gonna be floating somewhere between these two, trying to lurk that. And then that's whenever this post route, you can see you're gonna be able to throw that ball right up in here, or even all the way up here. Because look at what's gonna happen. Because it's 20 yards gonna play right here, and there's no way he's gonna be able to get right there. Because he's already at 20 right here, right? So that's 25, 30, 30. That's like a 35 to 40 yard throw. So that's always going to be open if you wait on it. And that's why I said this is just very, very lethal against man coverage. Your opponent will not be able to play man coverage on this. But anyways, that's going to wrap up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Ray Drell, and I'm out.